series.
I think he's used it one time this whole tournament, though. He's loaded it every match.
Yeah, I don't even know how Johnny would do it with Goro, to be honest. Lovely flawless block. Oh, delayed mid, you cheeky man. Alright, knock down. Another jump, but even then, again, up block, but you have no time to do anything about it. Pure safe jumps.
But this would be where I thought, or would think, that most Johnny Cage players and Gambler would use something like a star power is when they get the first round, they load it, and then they have a health lead. I would activate Mind Game Time. But he uses it so conservatively.
There is a lot of damage on the side of Milina, though, so one wrong decision, one wrong activation, and that's a whole combo that's probably going to eat through the entire hype meter anyway. Pro tech, good stuff from Gambler. Just happy to just block his way in, piece by piece. Try and fish for that one hit. That's one. Challenges the plus frames and pays the price. Aqua, hang on a minute. 1-0, KingGambler, and that was a comfortable win, if you ask me.
That's a hard win to get to when someone's coming off the momentum of a loser's run, just beating Sonic Fox. And Gambler's like, nah, I'm just cooking with Johnny Goro. It's fine. Very mentally strong is young Joey right now.
You know what's I have a fun story for those of you in chat. Sonic Fox is actually the reason that KingGambler started using Johnny Cage and Goro in the first place. I actually asked KingGambler, because I always wondered, I asked him in Brazil, I said, so why do you use Johnny Goro? Like, what is it about that team that you're like, right, this is the one I want to play? And he basically just went, it mostly comes down to Sonic. He's like, I was talking to Sonic, and they basically said, while I was, when Cyrax got nerfed, I was like, I don't really know what else to look out for. And Fox said, why don't you try Johnny Goro? It might not be the best thing in the game, but there might be some cheap stuff there. Gambler explores it, and the rest is history. So Sonic Fox lives on just a little bit in this grand final. Gambler
Sonic Fox not only setting their own, Mortal Kombat path in motion, but others as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Top players inspire other top players, and vice versa. It's just the cycle of it. Players help each other experiment. That first round of that second game was pretty dominant there for KingGambler. Hourglass of Rain has kind of just struggled to get back into the game. The moment KingGambler, just establishes this crazy pressure where it's buttons upon buttons upon buttons. Even the plus frames that are supposedly nerfed are working out pretty well against Hourglass of Rain.
And even though he finally got a bait of the shadow kick right there, KingGambler has been more often than not good enough on his reactions to be able to punish the Palau summon had. So it needs to be something that Hourglass to be careful of. You need to be careful of what's about to happen in this corner. Pressure's coming.
All that damage from a shadow kick, 340. Uh-oh, you have to break. Not necessarily for the damage, but for the situation afterwards. That was brave. That was brave. No Goro was on the side of that.
Maybe just wanted the meter build. Never know what goes through these players' minds. Get the corner. No. Close though.
Hourglass of Rain. I mean, the thing about this matchup too is that Hourglass of Rain is kind of reliant that you either win in the neutral or you can just try and establish some sort of up-close pressure. That pressure is going to be considerably harder now. The low hat has more cooldown. Milina is sadly one of the other characters that down one is not very good on block. Those that know Quan Chi know exactly what I'm talking about. And Johnny Cage is 9 frame forward 3, sorry. Really good at blowing up incredibly minus pokes. Milina does struggle with that.
Yeah, everyone worried about a lot of the other tools of Johnny. 9 frame advancing mid, baby. What a force on the screen. Hourglass the first lead though.
Uh-oh.
I think overpressed on the down one there. Didn't get the advantage that he wanted because of the cameo. Overhead low and look at the extra damage. Nearly 180. That's a lot. That's a lot of damage. Hourglass ties up in 1-1.
There's a side of the matchup that is almost somewhat of a saving grace here for Milina. Like, she's going to struggle defensively. But She's going to have the benefit of high damage. She's going to have the benefit of rather true mix-up. You know, she has got that unseeable overhead low. It may just be sweep and a single overhead, but it is a mix-up. And then you have the low hat stuff as well. So it's all about just capitalizing and making the most of those individual hits that you do land. How much can you squeeze out of every single encounter?
Those hits have been hard to come by in this one.
Yeah.
That's what's made this one a tricky one, is that in that first match, those first couple matches, you haven't seen a lot of damage.
Yeah, those clean hits when your opponent doesn't have a breaker is kind of rare on both sides. Ooh, tried to get the armored reversal. Gambler. Go a bit slow on the release of Goro there.
There's some damage. Oh, could have done 40 plus, but that instead of doing 40 plus, now you're doing 700, and he's dead. Whoa, that was an explosion of a health bar. Completely opposite of what we were just saying in the last one.
I mean, it's the best way to win around like that, you know. Don't give Johnny Cage a chance to play, because that's kind of exactly what he's trying to do to you. All right, Goro. Another one of those beautiful safe jumps. Standing on the low side.
I love that Hourglass isn't afraid to mix up the low side anywhere on the screen, just for the simple fact to keep it a mix-up and to keep opponents guessing. You lose a bit of advantage, it hits you back a lot, so I don't know if you get the pressure off it, but keeping people on their toes.
You just can't let your opponent get comfortable. Like, the second they get comfortable blocking something like that, if they get comfortable, they're looking at flawless block as well. You know, there are so many layers to that 1-2 string that if they have to worry about an option before the flawless block even exists, that's a big win for you, because now already Gambler getting clipped here.
Oh, that's working. Oh, no, it's startup. Startup.
No time.
Activation. Never mind.
Hourglass
Even though it's a parry,
Rain.
it has to get to the activation of it first.
I mean, look, you won't see me complaining about that. Can you imagine? Can you imagine if that parry activated on frame 1? Either one, I'm glad it does not.
I was trying not to come across like I was complaining, because I was trying to give it a little laugh to it. I was like, yes, I got cooked.
Yeah, I mean, if that was active on frame 1, that would just be like instantly the best parry, like without a shadow of a doubt. But how about that? Currently now 2-1, Hourglass of Rain. Winning this next match would reset the bracket and start us all over again. Man,
Yeah, we're in a different match now.
if Hourglass of Rain can win this tournament, that is going to be one of the most impressive paths of an online MK1 tournament thus far, I think.
Whoa. He did that Goro so early that it was completely out of the way. Wasn't ready to fully capitalize, though. That's a couple straight hits. That was a weird trade.
A good trade for Gambler, though, because it means he doesn't take the whole thing. Gets out of the situation. Man, Hourglass of Rain is just playing so clean. All of these individual hits are just perfectly placed. Sticking out those down ones from range, though. You gotta watch out for that against Johnny Cage's forward 3. Oh my good god, the micro duck there, Aqua. Insane.
Oh! Had enough time to do it again! That's unfortunate.
To do it again.
Oh, this wasn't close with the corner for the stand 4 conversion in the fatal, which maybe it didn't want. He's still gonna need one more mix-up. Team's list and Hourglass. That was a little bold. Gambler had some bar for some last breath.
Not in the first round,
And
he didn't.
it was that teleport that cost him winners finals.
But significantly less risky because that was the first round, so he would have had to flawless block it. Now this is
Oh, you're right.
reset point. Reset point, folks. The Hourglass of Rain gets this round, we will start again. Looks like we're beginning of the end of our first set. It looks like, oh my god, we are just doing it. That is the Milina special. Love it. And these micro ducks. Micro ducking against Johnny Cage is so often a death sentence, but Hourglass of Rain has gotten so comfortable doing it. We are now down to a final set, and Gambler probably going to have to take, like, you know, a minute or so to just sort of like gather, collect thoughts, think about it, because
Big
when
time.
you're fighting Johnny Cage and you're successfully, constantly micro-ducking Johnny Cage, who has a 9-frame hit confirmable mid, he is like the worst character to do that against. On paper, like, it's almost like foolish to go for it. But when it works that much, you are in KingGambler's head. You're in the zone. Whatever step he's at, you're one step ahead all the time. So you have to stabilize now. Otherwise, Hourglass of Rain is just going to run away with this.
Begins drawing first blood with the Lauhat. That gives him the first bar meter. And one of the few throws that we've seen in this entire set. And I'm shocked that both of them aren't throwing more. I know Microduck exists, but hasn't been as prevalent as you would think in a matchup that's all around those quick staggers, a lot of jailing pressure to try to, force people into respect. Not today in Hourglass. Oh, we're on a flawless right now. Gambler not even going to spend the meter. I think is just going to accept the fate that has happened so far. Post reset, getting flawless. Hourglass.
Not the greatest way to start.
Hourglass with the way he's playing.
Okay. Tactical side switch, double roll.
I know where he got the name from. I think that he killed Geras, and he now controls the Hourglass.
Oh, Gambler tried to parry, ate a sweep for his troubles. Getting just rather overwhelmed at the moment, it looks like. Which is sadly not the way you really want to start these sort of post-reset series off. Uh-oh, the break, you have to break. But no! Goes into the unbreakable air side, so by the time you break, there's even extra damage you don't want to take. And this is Aqua, this is kind of the worst case scenario if you're KingGambler, because the momentum it's all Rain. He doesn't have a shred of it.
And it's only growing. He just did that while holding on to all 3 bars of his meter, and it looked like he had all the time in the world to sit there and just react, because he's just in that much of a zone and a space, and he's feeling himself right now. Hourglass of Rain. Look out.
I think he's looking absolutely fantastic. I've always known that Hourglass of Rain is so insanely strong, but I don't often get...
I think only 17 years old.
Truth be told, I don't often get a lot of opportunities to watch him, because a lot of the American tournaments that he competes in are always quite late at night, Full disclosure, it's almost 5 a.m. here in the UK, so apologies if I sound quite tired. I promise I am invested in the matches. It's just that, a lot of these players I don't get to watch as regularly as maybe some players in other parts of the world. So being able to check him out here is just super, super impressive.
Same. We've gotten to here on the NA side of things. We've got to see Hourglass play a lot in things like Champions of the Realms and Coliseum. And I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about Hourglass real quick. 17 years old, and one of my favorite things to see ever in this space right now, especially in online tournaments, is Hourglass of Rain has a father who is in every Twitch chat rooting for his son in events like this. So shoutouts to Hourglass of Rain's father, who's always in the chat, always rooting for his son, pulling for him to be one of the best in Mortal Kombat. That's what I like to hear, baby.
I absolutely love that. That is so wholesome. And Gambler, when they were playing earlier, he was just absolutely on it with that flawless block with 1-2, but he just has been struggling with it now. Which unfortunately is not great against Milina, because that you have to neutralize that string, otherwise he's running away with it. Goes in for the brave air Psy. And that was kind of one of those cheeky decisions, right? Had the Psy landed, it would have been rolled, it would have been fatal blow or something similar. Gambler.
Just shadow kick that stand one.
Mate, he's fighting back with the savageness. That's what you want.
That's one way to stop it. Oh, he leaves it restanding. What a win-win situation. Hourglass, that forward for Lauhat has been one of the most effective things that he's done so far in the top 8. Simple, effective, big damaging. Restanding, Gambler. Pressing as many buttons as he can right now on the offense. He's blitzkrieging right now into Hourglass.
Good situation here for KingGambler. Oh, shadow kick Goro. Love to see that. Flawless block. Ooh. Didn't believe though. Didn't want to risk it. I do wonder if 1-2 into Lauhat. Perhaps that is perhaps that beats 2-1-2 for Johnny Cage. Because Gambler, he's gone for 2-1-2 after the 1-2 quite a few times. And most of the time it has worked, but I've never seen it exchange with a Lauhat. So that might be one of the few things that stuffs it. Otherwise, Gambler surely would just go for it every time. But that's it. You tighten up those flawless blocks, you tighten up that offense. You're not getting clipped by some of those kind of last-minute 1-2s that have been consistently catching Gambler.
Careful, Cage, lest you get burned.
That's what you want to see. Post-bracket reset, you do not want your opponent to instantly go 2-0 up, because that is just momentum most players physically cannot pull back.
That's a hard hole to crawl out of. That's, you know, you're in the coffin and the guy's already nailed in like 7 of the 9 nails needed to secure your fate. So crawl out though. Gambler has tied us up at 1 apiece. Avoided all the loud mix-ups and straight raw damage. He simply wasn't able to in game 1 of this one, where he just fell for with like every hit of Hourglass right there. That whip punish is insane. Raw shadow kick. That's been the difference making.
But again, like more of those shades. Hourglass of Rain is just finding the perfect time to constantly just stick out that 1-2 and catch Gambler either not blocking, pressing the button, fatal blow. I like this. This fatal blow is really smart because it's going to do sufficient damage to give Gambler a second bar of meter, or just shy of it. But most importantly, it's giving us time to get Goro back, and that is the ultimate goal. One more Goro with the health that's left here should be enough to win the round before Hourglass of Rain can break.
Is there any kind of read there? No, just holding it out.
Oh my god.
Even at the highest possible level of this game, that makes people look silly, and it just does. And I love it. Once that thing starts revving, everyone's like, oh shit, here we go.
Oh man, that's a hard one. It's a hard one to take. Either way though, Gambler, you do have full Goro now, mate. All 3 bars.
Yeah, he's got some resources. I don't think that Hourglass of Rain has gotten hit by many poke specials at all.
Definitely a know your enemy situation.
He's done such a good job, especially in the corner, of just waiting out both Goros. Gambler has been very loose with him in that corner pressure, giving up, you know, just a single string into the down 1 rising Goro assist every single time. He's got 3 bars of meter. Hourglass probably gonna check his unbreakable, goes to the sweep. The second hit there, but Gambler had just spent the bar, and so gone was his breaker and with his hopes of winning that game. And now it is 2-1 Hourglass. Post reset, this is going to be a tournament point. This could be the tournament of Hourglass's life all of a sudden. What is happening?
You know, players always have those moments that ascend them to the next level. A lot of the time it does come down to one specific online result. Excuse me.
Especially here in the Mortal Kombat community.
Yeah,
so many
for sure.
of our best players of all time right now have come from a situation like this.
Okay, I'll say it. That look's got me bugging.
Has me wondering if we can see Hourglass of Rain. It'd be great to see them compete at like a combo breaker or something similar. They would become quite the player to keep an eye on, I think, especially in a bracket like that. However, let's not get ahead of ourselves, because this tournament is still underway and this is still a grand finals. KingGambler, he may be down, but as they say, not out. Ooh, there's the confirm. Would have been a Goro assist, so good break there from Rain. And Gambler, you know, I'm gonna have to be like a bit personally biased here. You know, I've got to back my boy.
I get it.
Just seeing his grind and spending a lot of time with him in Brazil, like this guy just absolutely adores this game, and he adores competing in it. You know, he loves going around the world. He loves playing in all these events. I know how much a first place would mean to him from a points perspective.
Oh
It'd
no!
be nice to see, but is that gonna work? Yes, indeed.
Forcing the break, if anything. Oh, the upbacks right now.
Patience. No, not again. Not again.
Not unblockable. That looked like it had the timing of the unblock. And
Tournament
what composure by Hourglass. One hit at a time. What belief from the young man in that one.
I mean,
No,
the belief is
no
working.
concession whatsoever.
Delicious anti-air as well. Low hat. Begins. Staggers the throw. One of the first times Hourglass of Rain has done that all tournament, saving that one for a rainy day.
Oh, underneath it all, too. Next up here, one more. Goro eats that one.
I didn't even know Kung Lao was there until he disappeared.
He was hiding behind the biggest boy that exists.
Goro just obstructing the whole view.
Just eclipsed them.
Hit confirm. No breaker here for Hourglass of Rain, so we'll have to hold this entire thing.
Juicy.
A little bit of time for Goro to come back, but not enough. All right, there's a Goro available. And you quite rightly pointed out, you know, not falling for these counter pokes. Special into Goro has always been blocked or crouched.
Yeah, and then Goro goes on that big old cooldown, which he is right now, and gives Hourglass a couple of chances. Oh no, there's the ball of death.
Ooh, that was it. Possible chip damage. Wake up attack, maybe.
Madness from Hourglass. The flawless block is locked on the Hourglass of Rain.
Believe it.
For it, no.
Gambler had that. He had the game. Something there just went horrifically wrong. I think it was the string he didn't confirm to. I need to watch the replay because that happened so fast.
Yeah, it really did. That was quick. It was lethal. It was Hourglass of Rain winning this tournament.
That was, I need